Toy Story 4 production. Development. In a 2010 interview, Lee Unkrich stated that Pixar was not planning a fourth film after Toy Story 3, but also that he was flattered that people ask about it. It reminds me how much people love the characters, but it was really important to me with this film that we not just create another sequel, that it not just be another appendage coming off of the other two. There may be opportunities for Woody and Buzz in the future, but we don't have any plans for anything right now. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen were signed on tentatively to provide the voices of Woody and Buzz. Hanks stated the following year that he believed Pixar was working on a sequel. Rumors arose that Toy Story 4 was in production and slated for release in 2015, but Disney denied these rumors in February 2013, stating nothing is official. Toy Story 4 was officially announced by Disney during an investors' call on November 6, 2014. Then studio head of Pixar John Lasseter, who directed the first two films and executive produced the third, was scheduled to direct after writing a film treatment with Andrew Stanton, with extra input from Pete Docter and Unkrich. Rashida Jones and Will McCormack joined as writers, with Galen Sussman returning as a producer from Ratatouille. Lasseter explained that Pixar decided to produce the sequel because of their pure passion for the series, and that the film would be a love story. Lasseter felt that Toy Story 3 ended Woody and Buzz's story with Andy so perfectly that for a long time, Pixar never even talked about doing another Toy Story movie. But when Andrew, Pete, Lee and Lasseter came up with this new idea, he just could not stop thinking about it. It was so exciting to him. He knew Pixar had to make this movie, and Lasseter wanted to direct it himself. In March 2015, Pixar president Jim Morris described the film as a romantic comedy and stated it would not be a continuation of the third film, but a separate story from it. The same month, Variety reported that Cooley was named co-director, having previously been head of story on Inside Out. According to Lasseter, the film was kept so secret that even Morris and his boss Edwin Catmull had no knowledge of it until the treatment was finished, stressing that we do not do any sequel because we want to print money but rather to tell a new story in the same universe. Lasseter stated at D23 Expo 2015 that the film would focus on Woody's relationship with Bo Peep and involved him and Buzz going on a journey to find her. At D23 Expo in July 2017, Lasseter announced he was stepping down and leaving Cooley as sole director, saying he could no longer commit to directing the film between his positions at Pixar, Walt Disney Animation Studios, and Disney Toon Studios, although he would still be involved in the film as executive producer. However, he was uncredited as executive producer in the final film. Jones and McCormack withdrew from the film in November 2017, citing philosophical differences. By January 2018, Disney confirmed that the screenplay had been written by Stephanie Folsom, rewriting three-quarters of Jones and McCormack's original script according to Potts in June 2018. Folsom had collaborated on the screenplay with Stanton, who co-wrote the screenplay for the first two films. According to Cooley, the center of the film's updated screenplay was around the relationship between Woody and Bo Peep. Bo Peep had been absent in Toy Story 3, explained narratively as Bo Peep having been given away. This had set the stage for the conclusion of the third film, with Woody getting the idea to give Andy's toys to Bonnie. Cooley said that when they thought about bringing Bo Peep back in this film, it would not only rekindle the romantic interest between Woody and Bo Peep, but also serve to have Bo Peep become a lost toy, a fear Woody has had through the series, and help to challenge his worldview with their reunion. According to animator Becky Tower, Bo Peep's new attitude and independence was in development long before the Time's Up movement started, and was not done in response to it. By September 28, 2018, recording for the film had begun. Tim Allen said that the film's story was so emotional that he couldn't even get through the last scene. Similarly, Tom Hanks said that the film's ending scene was a moment in history. On January 30, 2019, Hanks and Allen finished recording their characters' voices. Casting. Most of the previous voice actors, including Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, signed on to reprise their past voices. Hanks stated in May 2016 that he had finished recording his first lines for Woody. Annie Potts was confirmed to be returning as Bo Peep, after being absent from Toy Story 3. Don Rickles intended to reprise his role as Mr. Potato Head, but died in April 2017, before any lines were recorded as the script was still being rewritten. According to Cooley, Rickles' family contacted Pixar and asked if there was any way to include him in the film. Pixar reviewed 25 years of archival material that Rickles had participated in, including unused lines from the first 3 Toy Story films, video games and other related media for the franchise, and other works, and were able to assemble enough material to use within the film. Tony Hale was cast as Forky, a homemade toy suffering an existential crisis. Hale has performed roles before with similar panicked characters, notably Buster Bluth on Arrested Development and Gary Walsh on Veep. When asked to voice Forky, Hale said, "A utensil's existential crisis. I'm in." Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele were cast as a pair of Carnival prize plush toys named Ducky and Bunny. Cooley said that while they brought them on to provide some improvised comedy to the film, they were story-motivated, which elevated Ducky and Bunny in the film to a level I never could have expected. Additionally, Keanu Reeves was announced to be voicing a character in the film, named Duke Kaboom. Reeves said he was contacted out of the blue by Pixar for the role, seeking him to voice the part and letting him develop his own riffs on the character. On March 22, 2019, Madeline McGraw, who previously voiced Maddie McGear in Pixar's Cars 3, was revealed to be voicing Bonnie, replacing Emily Hahn. Comedy legends Carol Burnett, Mel Brooks, Carl Reiner and Betty White were added to the cast to voice a set of 4 toys that Bonnie played with as a toddler but had since outgrown, acting as veteran toys to help Woody prepare for when the same happens to him.